The following BLTV program is brought to you by O'Flaherty Law. Please enjoy.
Welcome to the SeizeYourBusiness.com podcast and video blog. My name is Kevin O'Flaherty from O'Flaherty Law, joined as always by my co-host Bryan McDonald from OnPurpose Growth. And our guest today is Tom Sellars from 247 Credit Funding, and we're going to talk about how to build business credit. And Tom says he's got a way to get credit without a personal guarantee, so I'm excited to hear about that.
Absolutely.
So Tom, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Sure. I started this company a couple years back, primarily because I was in the auto industry as a finance manager and saw things going on with business owners and thought, well, maybe there's another way. So I did some investigating. I'd like to say I came up with this, but I would be lying. But the truth of the matter is this. I help businesses to procure money to help grow. And bigger than that, I help them to separate their business credit from their personal credit. The advantage to that is obviously is one house never touches the other. Everybody stays in their own house. The other side of that is when you're looking to sell your company, a company that has 50, 100, 150,000 business credit built up through the EIN is a far more valuable company than a company that has none.
So tell me, I'm not even terribly familiar with business credit as a concept, so okay. Tell me how you build business credit and what factors go into it.
Understand. We have a 5-step program, and it's relatively simple. It's not a hard process. It's not even a very lengthy process. I can generally take a company from zero to a minimum of 50 to 75,000, somewhere between 4 and 6 months. But the steps are this. The first thing we do is we make sure that the company is listed across anything that sees it as a legitimate business. The phone numbers add up. The addresses add up. The emails are business emails. They're not some personal email. They're not a cell phone that's being answered. Once we've done that, we go into the business credit bureaus because there are 3 of those, just like there are for personal credit. We make sure that those businesses are recognized within those bureaus. Once we've done that, it's easy to start building credit. We take the EIN, the Dun & Bradstreet number, and we start building credit with vendors first, which are 30-day net accounts. People can order whatever they need for office supplies or industrial supplies or things like that, and automatically be giving credit of 30 days. They order their stuff, 30 days later they pay for it, now they've got some credit started. We get 4 or 5 of those to get the thing going, then we start getting into revolving credit. And revolving credit is no different than any credit card that you have in your pocket right now, whether it be for a store, gas stations, things like that. We get 4 or 5 of those, and these aren't things that, we don't find some place in the middle of nowhere to say, here you go, therefore you build your credit, and you never heard of place. These are all places everybody goes to and works with anyway. Once we have 4 or 5 of those, then we go into the unsecured cards, the Visas, the MasterCards, the American Express. And the thing to keep in mind with those is, from the standpoint of a business, those limits are considerably higher for businesses than they are for personal use. The overwhelming thinking is it costs more money to run a business than a house.
Mm-hmm, sure.
As somebody who raised 4 kids, I would probably disagree with that. But that's the reality of it. So you can tell just on the numbers I've just given you, it takes virtually no time to get to $50,000, $100,000 in credit very quickly.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Brad.
So are there some landmines or some common mistakes people make when they're trying to do this on their own?
Sure. What ends up happening, because we've been grown up to believe that when you are given a credit application, the first 2 things they ask you for are your name and your social security number, right?
Yeah.
So people just do that. The idea is you're not using it, you're using your EIN. That's one of the things we teach people how to do. So that's probably the biggest landmine. And I look back and I ask people, and you guys can speak to this probably better than I, when you incorporate a business, the reason is you're trying to limit your exposure personally.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
The common mistake people make running their businesses because they don't have this information, and quite frankly, I think it should be taught in every business school. But the answer is they go out, they start personally guaranteeing things, they start opening up credit accounts for their business that they are signing their name to. And in the event something very bad happens, that corporate veil means nothing because you signed your name with your social security number. They're still going to come after you.
So once you've built up your business credit, you can actually get business lines of credit without a personal guarantee. Because that surprises me, because I think even after being in business for 2 years, once I finally was able to get a business line of credit, I think pretty sure I still personally guaranteed it.
Sure.
So that's interesting. Do you have to go to alternative financing to do that, or can you get that from regular banks?
In some cases, yes. And let me back up just a second. I will never tell you that you'll never need a personal guarantee to get a business loan. Ever.
Okay.
Now, there are products out there that you do not have to. Some of them are maybe not the most desirable. Maybe those are things that, my back's against the wall, I need a merchant advance. Well, okay, I would not advise to use those as a regular form of financing your company, but they're out there, and they do not require a personal guarantee. Now, when you're talking about, I'm looking to buy a big piece of machinery, well, a lot of times if you go looking to a bank for that loan, that's not what that bank is set up for. Now, I have lenders that is what they're set up for. So the property becomes the collateral, therefore a personal guarantee isn't that big a deal at that point.
Okay.
So again, you have a mix of both. Now, if you go in and you say, you know what, I need a $500,000 line of credit, will they ask for your personal guarantee? Absolutely. You're talking about huge money there.
Yeah, right.
I can see what you do being really useful, because when you're starting a business is when you need that credit.
Absolutely.
Because once you get it rolling, you've got cash flow, you don't have to worry about it, and that's when it's hardest to come by.
Mm-hmm.
And so is the time to, I can't imagine sitting around trying to, apply for these credit cards, figure out, how to build that credit on your own. So
Right.
I could see you as a consultant, being a useful service there. How do you get paid for your services? How does that work?
Well, I get paid. My program typically is a 6-year program. And
Oh, wow. Okay.
the first year, we build business credit, and we guarantee what we're going to do. The next 5 years, they are in what I call our lending pool. And that lending pool is, we have lenders that any type of business money that you could imagine needing, we have lenders that loan on. So that's kind of how it works for us. It's a fee-based deal. I do it a couple of different ways. It's either a one-time fee for the 6 years, or it's I'll take a little bit and then I get paid on success.
Okay.
So if I get you $50,000 and I'm working on a 10% fee, and then you're going to pay me $5,000 when I'm done with you.
So these, so the overarching thing that you're explaining here is really, this is a process.
Yes.
It's not a pill you're going to take.
Correct.
You have to commit to it.
Yes.
And when you do, and you build it through, and you stay true to the process through time, the credit will come.
Absolutely, and it's interesting. As long as I've been doing this, I've actually had a customer not very long ago say, "Listen, I don't have time for that. I need a file. I need to borrow some money. If I gave you $10,000 today, can you have this done next week?" The answer is no. It doesn't work that fast. And the logical reason is this: just as if you paid your car payment today, it won't appear on the bureau on your showing you for 30 to 45 days. The same is true with business credit. And the thing, the advantage to what we do versus maybe some other people is all of the places that I get credit for people, I know everything I need to know before we ever send the application across. That being where they're going to report, if they're going to report, and what the underwriting guidelines are. So I'm not going to take somebody who's been in business 6 months and is at $2,000 a month in revenue and try to get them a Shell credit card, because Shell tells me if you don't have $1 million in revenue and you haven't been in business 3 years, you're wasting my time. So the advantage of having somebody like me navigating you through the process is we don't fill out a bunch of applications. We know we're going to get rejected, because typically what we do as consumers, and many business people start out as consumers first. We go into the bank or wherever we go, we fill out the application. We have no idea what they're looking for.
Right.
All we know is they'll let us know in 3 or 4 or 5 days or 2 weeks or whatever. And when they tell us no, we get a little letter that says, well, we found this information on your credit bureau, and that's all we're going to tell you. They don't tell you, we're going to look at your website to make sure that you do what you say you're going to do. So those are the things that we help with.
That's interesting.
Well, Tom, thanks for sharing your wisdom with us.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we'll have your contact info on the show notes on our website if anyone wants your help. Sounds like it's a great time saver and useful resource for people.
Well, I thank you much for having me.
Appreciate it.
All righty.
Good job.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching our video. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Click the subscribe button for new videos every week, and download and review us on iTunes. Visit learn-about-law.com for other legal-related articles and videos. Visit our business podcast and video blog, seizeyourbusiness.com, and visit makingrealestatefun.com for real estate videos and podcasts. Call us at 630-324-6666 for a free consultation. Thanks for watching.